Welcome to our HackerGirl Hackathon live national closing celebration and submission party. I am thrilled to kick off this event to bring together hundreds of girls across Canada to celebrate your coding journeys. I'm Lucy, HackerGal's founder and executive director. To begin this event, I would like to set the tone by acknowledging the land that we're on. HackerGal acknowledges that Toronto, the land HackerGal is meeting on today, is on the traditional territory of many nations, including the Mississaugas of the Credit, the Anishinaabe, the Chippewa, the Haudenosaunee, and the Wendat peoples, and is now home to many diverse First Nations, Inuit, and Métis peoples. We also acknowledge that Toronto is covered by Treaty 13 with the Mississaugas of the Credit. Acknowledging the unique and enduring relationships that exist between Indigenous peoples and their traditional territories is just one part of our continued effort to understand what we can do to recognize and express gratitude to those whose territories we reside on. Land acknowledgements do not exist in a past tense or historical context. Colonialism is a current ongoing process, and we need to build our mindfulness of our present participation.
Thank you, Lucy. Hi, everyone. I'm Kumiko, the Director of Education at HackerGal. This is such a big day. I've been counting down for this day. I'm so excited it's starting. And I want to start by extending a huge congratulations for all of your hard work leading up to the hackathon and over the past week, jam-packed of events and coding. We're so proud of you. Together, we did a really big thing. A couple reminders before we get started. So as you may have noticed, you can join AHA Slides to follow along and participate in our word cloud that is coming up later today. Francesca, our tech trivia DJ from last night and chat goddess, will put the link in the chat now. As per usual, today's webinar will be recorded. You may have noticed that attendees are muted and that the cameras are off for security and safety purposes. The chat will be for positive vibes only. We are here to encourage and support one another and the amazing speakers that have joined us today. Please, as a gentle reminder, do not share any personal information on the chat. At times, the chat will be turned off during the speakers. You're welcome to use the Q&A function, and that's at the bottom of your screen. You should see a little Q&A button, and you could submit all of your questions to our guest speakers. They will not be able to answer live, but they will stick around after their presentation to type out an answer to you using that Q&A. Remember to share, if you have social media, your favorite moments from HackerGal Hackathon by following at the HackerGals on social media and using the hashtags I'm a HackerGal or Je suis une HackerGal. And of course, as always, we want to send a heartfelt thank you to our proud sponsors. CIBC, CSC, Shaw, and Sago Mini have been here supporting us behind the scenes and in front of the camera, and this wouldn't be possible with all of their dedication in supporting HackerGal's mission. So finally, I want to give you a sneak preview. You need to stay tuned at the end of this event. We will be announcing the grand prize winner of the digital event passport for all of you that submitted your passports to the form last night by 11:59 p.m. And there are hundreds of girls that could win this prize. We also have a special announcement, and wink, wink, maybe another surprise giveaway. So stay tuned. Lucy, welcome back to the stage.
That's so exciting. As the founder and executive director of HackerGal, I truly believe the future is in your hands. I am so proud of each and every one of you for learning how to code and being part of our national movement to close the gender gap. The time is now to imagine what the future could look like from the powerful perspectives of girls. You can each be the change you want to see. That's what She Codes the Future is all about. Empowering girls to design a future with their dreams, their voices, and their ideas at the center. This week, we saw so much excitement through social media, and our inboxes were full of stories showcasing how each of you harnessed your creativity and dreamt about what is possible when your imagination has no limits. Today is your chance to show the world what happens when she codes the future. Your mission was to time travel to the year 3000 as a HackerGal agent of change and design a future for you. Now, we want to hear what you girls envisioned in the year 3000. You have about a minute to add the topic of your coding project to our word cloud using AHA Slides link and tell us about the future that you imagined during our 10th National Hackathon. We will pull up the word cloud now. While everyone types out their answers, I'll hand it back to Kimiko.
Yeah, let's have a look. I'm so excited. What do we have here? Okay, plastic, government, clean water. Yes, please. My future in tech. What are you seeing, Lucy?
A robot tour, I see. That's pretty cool. Clean oceans, time traveling, woman empowerment.
Yes, more girls in STEM, gender equality. Come on. Yes.
A life on Mars. That's
life
so
on another planet. I see Mars a lot. Yes, robots, global warming, hopefully stopping it, slowing it down, preventing it. Yes, it's a game about an Evie. Amazing, sounds very creative. Oh my goodness, so many. And the bigger the word is, the more common that theme was. So I see Mars is definitely one of those bigger words. Clean oceans, yes.
The world overall, a lot of world projects I see. That's awesome.
Time travel. Oh my goodness, I'm overwhelmed. It's so, so exciting to see. Yes, jet boosters, the environment, amazing. Robotic bunnies.
Smart technology.
Incredible. Ooh. That's amazing to see. Those topics are so, so inspiring. So as you all know, all of those topics, we are submitting our projects tonight by 11:59 p.m., way past my bedtime. And we'll be sharing your visions of the future with us. That's a pretty big accomplishment. And you know what? The hackathon is not about having a perfect project. I can't say that more loud and proud. It's about celebrating your growth and your progress. That's why we do not choose one winner, but instead we celebrate and we encourage each other as a national HackerGal community. That is at the heart of the HackerGal Hackathon. So this was, as many of you may know, our first ever week-long hackathon, and you were each part of that important milestone. For those of you that don't know, hackathons are well-known events in the biggest tech giants of the world, like Netflix, Google, Facebook, and also tech startups, small businesses, and entrepreneurs use hackathons to solve real world problems within a short amount of time. That means now you are all more ready to take on the tech industry in the future. So without any further ado, let's get this show on the road. To introduce our first guest speaker, I'd like to welcome the talented Melissa Raymond, HackerGal's bilingual program manager, to introduce our first speaker. Hi, Melissa.
Hi, merci, Kimiko. Bonjour tout le monde. It's my pleasure to introduce our first special keynote of the day. Véronique will be presenting her keynote first in English and then in French. Véronique Ménard travaille pour le gouvernement canadien depuis 15 ans et a occupé des postes d'analyste de données, de coordination de projets, de gestion de la conformité et maintenant d'agent de liaison. En tant qu'agent de liaison, son rôle est de faire des partenariats avec des entreprises qui donnent des services essentiels aux Canadiens et de les aider à se protéger contre les cyberattaques, de façon à ce que la population puisse continuer à bénéficier des services critiques malgré les cybermenaces constantes contre le système canadien. Alors, bienvenue, Véronique, à toi la parole.
Merci, Melissa. Good afternoon, HackerGal's. As you've heard, my name is Véronique, and I'm a Security Partnerships Officer at the Communications Security Establishment, also known as CSE. I'd like to acknowledge that CSE is on unceded territory of the Algonquin Anishinaabe Nation. So CSC has been working with HackerGal for almost 4 years now in mentoring students, in participating in your hackathons, in virtual events. We also gave career talks and recorded educational videos for HackerGal's online learning platform. In fact, my good friend Julie recorded a video about debugging. You should watch it if you haven't seen it yet. So at CSC, we work with HackerGal because we strongly believe that women have a great contribution to bring to the technology world. And through our involvement with HackerGal's activities, we hope to convince more of you to consider studying in mathematics, computer science, or engineering, so that you can one day become the experts we need to solve the various challenges related to cybersecurity and to technology. And by seeing the word cloud you created earlier, I'm sure many of you are interested in these subjects. When I was in high school a while ago, I took a coding class. And in my class, would you think, there was only 2 of us girls. The rest of the students were boys. And as I was looking for advice on what to study in college, no one seemed to encourage me to go towards computer science and coding. I liked my coding class, but it didn't occur to me that I could study computer science. For me at that time, it seemed to be a thing for boys. And I know I'm not the only one who went through that, because today we still find more boys than girls in classes related to computers. But let me tell you, and I know you know that because you're hacker gals, girls are as able as boys to be great in computer science. Did you know that the first people to write code for computers were actually women? So today, I'm super happy to be here because I want to encourage you to pursue computer science, coding, mathematics, and even engineering, if you have even a little bit of interest in these subjects. I encourage you specifically to consider cybersecurity because let me tell you, it's such a fun field full of surprises and new challenge. As you may know, and again, your word cloud reflect that, we're in a moment in history where we're developing new technologies quicker than ever before. So each morning you can get up and learn about a brand new technology or an application that helps us in medicine, agriculture, and in many other areas. But you may know as well that there are people who try to take advantage of coding errors in all the technologies we use, including in our phones, our apps, our laptops, and even the websites we visit every day. So cyber actors try to steal information from our accounts or devices. So for each new technology and service that gets created, we need people who can find how these products can be secured and how we can, as users, be secured. And be secured against cyber actors. So my vision, and again, super happy about the word cloud. My vision is that in the near future, by the time you girls start your careers, that those who will play key roles in developing new technologies and in securing them will mostly be women. Like I said, there are more men than women in these positions at the moment, but things are changing. And with more women in charge of creating and protecting new technology, we'll innovate in ways that we have never seen before. Women do bring a different perspectives to problems and solutions. And with more of their participation, we'll see new types of technologies emerge and new ways to use them. And it's not just women who we need to bring their diverse perspective. It's people from different cultural backgrounds, different generations, and who are differently abled. People who think differently can help develop solutions to challenges that have previously been hard to address. In fact, a study of hundreds of science competitions revealed that the projects that were more likely to win was those created by women or by someone coming from a different field. People with different ideas and life experiences, and people we call sometimes social or technical outsiders often come up with the best ideas. So don't ever let anyone tell you you can't help just because you're not a so-called expert or because you're young or for any other reason. Instead, my advice is believe in your capabilities and abilities to innovate, to suggest new ideas, because the only big mistake you can make is to not try. We actually learn a lot more from our mistakes, so we shouldn't think that our mistakes are a sign that we're not capable of getting it right. So don't question your abilities. keep trying if you have even a little hunch that you're able to. Just go for it and continue until you get it. Bonjour à toutes, mon nom est Véronique et je suis une agente de partenariat en cybersécurité au Centre de sécurité des télécommunications qu'on appelle aussi le CST. Le CST reconnaît qu'il est situé sur des territoires non cédés de la nation algonquine des peuples Anishinaabe. Donc, le CST travaille avec HackerGal depuis presque 4 ans et on offre du mentorat aux étudiantes comme vous. On participe à des événements virtuels, des hackathons, on donne des présentations sur les carrières et on enregistre des vidéos. En fait, mon amie Julie a fait une vidéo sur le débogage. C'est vraiment le fun, je vous conseille de le regarder. Au CST, c'est important pour nous de travailler avec HackerGal parce qu'on croit fortement que les femmes ont une contribution importante à amener au monde de la technologie. Et en nous impliquant avec HackerGal, on espère convaincre plus de jeunes femmes comme vous de considérer des études en maths, en informatique, en ingénierie, pour que vous puissiez devenir les expertes dont on a tous de besoin pour solutionner les défis reliés à la cybersécurité et aux technologies. Moi-même, lorsque j'étais à l'école secondaire, j'ai pris un cours de programmation, puis on était juste 2 filles dans la classe. Le reste des étudiants, c'était des gars. Pas longtemps après, j'ai commencé à regarder des programmes d'études pour le cégep. Et maintenant que j'y pense, je réalise qu'il n'y a pas vraiment personne qui m'avait encouragée à étudier en informatique. Même si j'avais bien aimé mon cours de programmation, je n'avais pas réalisé que j'aurais pu faire une carrière étudiée en informatique parce que ça me semblait être une chose pour les gars. Puis je ne suis pas la seule qui a vécu cette situation-là parce qu'encore aujourd'hui, on retrouve plus d'hommes que de femmes dans les programmes d'informatique. Mais on sait que les femmes sont aussi capables que les hommes de faire du bon travail dans ce domaine-là. Je suis certaine que vous le saviez et vous en êtes la preuve. Puis vous savez certainement aussi que les premières personnes qui ont programmé des ordinateurs, c'était des femmes, n'est-ce pas? Donc aujourd'hui, j'aimerais vraiment vous encourager à poursuivre des études en informatique, en programmation, même à considérer la cybersécurité comme métier parce que c'est un domaine vraiment le fun, rempli de surprises puis de nouveaux défis à chaque jour. Vous savez peut-être déjà, et l'exercice du word cloud qu'on a fait tout à l'heure le montre, mais on est dans un moment dans l'histoire où on développe des nouvelles technologies plus rapidement que jamais. Donc, chaque matin, vous pouvez vous lever et apprendre qu'il y a une nouvelle technologie ou une nouvelle application qui nous aide en médecine, en agriculture, gestion de l'environnement, bref, dans plusieurs domaines. Mais vous savez aussi qu'il y a des gens qui essaient de prendre avantage des erreurs de programmation dans toutes les technologies qu'on utilise, incluant les applications, les laptops, les téléphones, les sites web. Donc, toutes les fois qu'on utilise une technologie comme ça, il y a une opportunité pour un auteur de cybermenace de voler notre information qui est dans nos comptes, dans nos applis ou dans nos appareils. Donc, pour chaque nouvelle technologie, on a besoin de gens qui peuvent trouver comment protéger ces technologies et nous, les utilisateurs, contre les auteurs de cybermenaces. Ma vision par rapport à ça, c'est que dans un futur rapproché, lorsque vous allez commencer votre propre carrière, que les gens qui seront à la tête des développements des technologies et de la cybersécurité vont être majoritairement des femmes. On le sait, il y a plus d'hommes que de femmes dans ces positions-là en ce moment, mais les choses changent tranquillement. Puis en ayant plus de femmes à la tête de la création et de la protection de la technologie, on va voir des inventions qu'on n'avait jamais vues avant et on va voir des nouvelles utilisations aussi de la technologie. Parce que les femmes regardent les problèmes de façon différente puis proposent des solutions différentes. Et c'est la même chose pour les gens qui ont des cultures ou des générations différentes, ceux qui ont des talents différents. Donc, on doit trouver comment mettre ensemble toutes les façons de voir différentes pour répondre aux défis auxquels nous faisons face en ce moment. En fait, il y a une étude de centaines de compétitions scientifiques qui ont montré que les projets qui étaient les plus susceptibles de gagner, c'était ceux créés par des femmes ou par des gens qui avaient étudié dans des domaines différents. Donc, moi, je te dirais, laisse jamais personne te dire que tu ne peux pas contribuer ou aider parce que tu n'es pas une experte, parce que tu es jeune ou pour toute autre raison. Je te dirais aussi que c'est important que tu crois en tes propres habiletés et capacités d'innover et d'avoir des nouvelles idées. Parce que la seule erreur que tu peux vraiment faire, c'est de ne pas essayer. En fait, on apprend beaucoup de nos erreurs, donc on ne devrait pas croire que nos erreurs montrent qu'on n'est pas capable de bien faire les choses. Au contraire. Donc, je te dirais, ne te pose pas de questions à savoir si tu es capable ou pas, mais si tu penses que tu peux réussir, continue d'essayer jusqu'à ce que tu le fasses. Sur ce, je vous remercie de votre attention.
Thank you, Veronique. Merci beaucoup. I wish I had met you as a role model when I was in grade school. It's amazing to hear, and I'm sure your words will resonate with many of the girls listening today, and your important message about trying new things, not giving up, and how powerful cybersecurity is. So thank you also for shouting out Julie and the Hacker Gal Hub. There's many amazing videos on the Hacker Gal Hub, and we're so excited to feature role models at CSE. So the next speaker, I'm so excited to introduce. Shiley is going to give you some serious inspiration as she shares her hackathon project. I'm so proud to introduce Shiley from West Vancouver Schools. She will be sharing her project live with you that she's been working on this whole week, and I will be screen sharing along the way. So Shiley, if you're there, turn on your camera and mic. Let me see, there you are. And I'll pass the mic over to you to get started, and I will set up my screen share.
Okay. Hi, my name is Shiley. I have been learning to code for the past 8 months, and today I'm going to show you my project called Art in the Future. Something that I really enjoyed in coding this year was having the ability to code digitally and learn about different things each piece of code does. I also liked learning from friends and teachers, sometimes collaborating on projects. My project is about art in the year 3000 or in the future. It is an art exhibit inspired by the HackerGal Gallery. I have taken information from modern art today and used my imagination to guess what art will be like in the future. Now Kamiko will share the screen to show my project while I explain some of my code. First, we will show you my project timeline. Then I will ask Kamiko to click edit so you can see some of the coding skills and features. In my gallery, there are 4 different sections, each containing a part that connects to the topic. The 2 topics that I would like to show you today are the timeline of art and art in the future. One coding feature I would like to share are the buttons in my project. Buttons are a great way for users to pick what they see. The button I want to show you today will take you to a timeline of art. After that, you can press another button under the 1900s that makes you go to the 19th century. So let me show you how I coded this button. On the right, you can see the procedures. A procedure is basically a way of formatting words in a way that a computer can understand it. If you could press the timeline of art button, you can see that the procedure on the right on line 13, it says 2T45 underline click, which is the button you just pressed. And this button made you go to the timeline of art page, which is on page 2, as it says on the line under it. After that, you can write at the end. The image under the 1900s is also a button. When you press it, it makes you go to the 19th century. This button is technically the same as the last one, but it also has an announcement that you can see on line 10. It says, "Announce and welcome to the 19th century" in square brackets. The second feature I would like to show you is the sound you can hear with the button. If you click the X button at the top, that will make you go back to the art exhibit. If you press art in the future, then you can hear music playing along. This is on code line 22. You can see where it says launch in square brackets. It says music, which is the name of the audio I inserted. I hid the audio on another page away from my gallery. This will go on forever until you press the stop all button under the undo button to stop it or use the cancel command. One piece of advice that I would give to girls across Canada is to never give up. And even though little pieces of code might be not working, you can ask others for help. Thank you for watching.
Thank you so much, Shiley. And Shiley is coming at us live all the way from the West Coast. What an exciting project about art. I love how you use code to show the history and future of art. Your project shows us that tech can be used to showcase so many different topics. I'm thrilled to introduce our next speaker, Yulia. She is an animator at Sago Mini, an award-winning company devoted to learning through play. Yulia loves that her job involves animating something that makes people smile or laugh and brings over 10 years of experience in the animation industry and over 6 years of experience working in the games industry. On the side, Yulia is a tea and cat enthusiast, and she is currently fostering a family of 8 cats, 1 mom, 1 dad, and 6 kittens. Welcome, Yulia.
Hello, everyone. I'm very thankful to say that we are actually down to 2 kittens now. That's 4 cats is a lot more manageable than 8. Definitely overcommitted there. Hi, I'm Yulia, and I'm a digital animator at Sago Mini. Give me a second while I share some slides. All right, whoop. There we go. I am so grateful that I got to be a small part of the hackathon through the partnership between HackerGal and Sago Mini. And I really hope that it's the beginning of a beautiful and long friendship. It makes me very happy to see so many young women getting into coding and game making. Even if some of you are here because your parents maybe don't think that being a Twitch streamer is a viable career option. You know, mentoring young women is near and dear to my heart because not so long ago, I was on the receiving end. I started out in TV animation, and it's because of a very similar program to the hackathon that I'm in the games industry today. So what HackerGal is doing is so important. If you walk into almost any tech company today, the development team is still very likely going to be overwhelmingly male and overwhelmingly white. It's why for so many years, so many video games were about the same things, you know, brave men rescuing princesses or burly military dudes and their thick guns, which is fine in small doses, but I want to see different types of heroes and settings and conflicts that don't always have to be solved with violence. And you know, if those types of games are what you like, don't worry, I'm not coming for Fortnite or your favorite first-person shooter, but I don't want that to be the only type of game that exists out there. That's why it's so important that the people creating games have a diverse range of backgrounds and life experiences. And, you know, just as important that they're not just the cogs in a machine, you know, coding away, but that they're able to tell their own stories and have their voices heard. At Sago Mini, not to put too much of a plug, but our leadership team cares about diversity and recognizes its value. However, we have also hit some roadblocks when trying to hire female developers. The pool of diverse talent is just nowhere near as big as it needs to be. Women and other marginalized people have been systematically kept from careers in tech, sometimes through outright discrimination. That does happen, and at other times in more insidious ways, like how computers for a long time were marketed as tools for boys, or how so many video games were mainly created for boys, which is very frustrating because games are so often a gateway into tech for young people. And I want to set the record straight about something. Tech companies won't be doing you a favor by letting you work for them. The tech industry needs you. They need your creativity and your unique perspective. Okay, I'm gonna get down from my soapbox for a little bit, or else I think we could be here all day. And I will talk about my career in both TV animation and how I got into games. So In 2011, I graduated from Sheridan College with a Bachelor of Applied Arts in Animation, which sounds a lot more fancy than it actually is. There, I learned classical animation, which mainly means I used up a lot of paper. RIP all the trees that were sacrificed for my 300-page bouncing ball and flower sack animation assignments. Now, the GIF that I used in the slide is not a bouncing ball that I animated, but trust me, once you've seen one bouncing ball, you've kind of seen them all. So before we leave my schooling behind on this timeline, I want to mention something that makes me very happy and hopeful. In my year, the balance of people who identified as women was probably about 40 to 60. And my teachers, many of whom had attended Sheridan decades earlier, commented that when they were in school, there were maybe only a handful of women in the program each year. But by the time I graduated in 2011, there were more women than men entering their first year of the program. Change is slow, but it is happening in animation, and I think it is happening in tech as well. Okay, so back to TV animation. I did that for about 7 years. And you can kind of see I did a sprinkling of images from some of the bigger productions I worked on. You know, the question I get from people is, did you work on Rick and Morty? And no, I didn't. And usually that's when their eyes glaze over and they don't care anymore. But these were really, really fun projects. So maybe some of you have seen at least some of them. And then in 2015, I attended a video game incubator for women, non-binary, and LGBTQ plus people from Dames Making Games, which is a not-for-profit with similar goals to HackerGal. And there, I made my first video game. And it's not a particularly great one, but I really wanted to experiment as much as possible. It was a good introduction to coding. And I also realized pretty quickly that I wasn't going to become a programmer or an indie game developer. But what I gained was a community. So doing the incubator created lifelong friendships and job opportunities for me. And I don't know if you guys are allowed to, or sorry, you gals are allowed to exchange social media handles or not. But if you are, I would strongly encourage you to keep in touch with each other. It is so much easier and so much more fun when you have the support of friends and like-minded people. Just find your people. I'm gonna go back to this slide for a bit. Okay, so post 2015, I had the opportunity to work on several indie video games with some of the people that I met at Dames Making Games. And this experience in games, as well as a recommendation from a friend, eventually led me to work at Sego Mini, where I have been for about 4.5 years and counting. It's my longest and probably the longest that I've been consistently at any one company. And it's because it's just a great place to work. My work is appreciated, which, you know, isn't always the case, unfortunately. And also, I believe in what we do at Sego Mini. You know, we make games for young kids that put them in control and allow them to learn through play. And I'm gonna show you some of the fun things that I've been working on. I'm just so grateful that I get to animate these really fun, quirky things, you know, characters that are full of life and personality and silly little gags like, you know, here you have our little dog character accidentally turning a campfire marshmallow into a fireball. We also have a lot of good old-fashioned fart jokes, which I did not put in here because fart gags are much more effective with sound. Anyway, I hope that this hackathon is just the beginning of your journey into the world of tech and video games. And even if, like me, you realize that programming kind of makes your brain sad, games companies need all sorts of people to keep the train chugging along. You know, we need artists, designers, project managers, finance people, etc. All right, once again, congrats Hacker Gals on making it through the week. And now, depending on how quickly I was talking, we may or may not have time for some live questions.
Hi, Yulia, can you hear me?
Hi, I can hear you.
Hi, yes, maybe we can do one live question. Well, one I know will be really fast. Well, maybe not. What is your favorite flavor of bubble tea?
Oh man. Okay, so here's the thing. I can't do milk. So if I could have done milk, I would have just like the classic, you know, milk bubble tea with bubbles.
Yeah.
But my current that I tried at chat time is the strawberry passion fruit.
Nice. Okay, mine is taro. And one more is, I think Nina says, well, we learned so much about you yesterday. I think your job is so cool. What is some advice you would give to your 13 or 14-year-old self?
Oh man. Well, I mean, I've just been so perfect this whole time. I don't think I need to give myself advice. No, I'm kidding. I would probably tell myself, I did take a programming class when I was in high school. And, you know, there weren't really, like, the internet wasn't really a thing as it is today. But if there was advice I could give myself was to keep up with those programming classes that were offered in high school, and also maybe put more effort into math, because math is such a big backbone to programming.
Fair. Yeah, very fair. And if you have time for one, we have time for one more. How do you animate using coding? Like, is coding part of what you animate, or do you work with someone else that knows how to code? How do those two fit together, or do they?
Yeah, definitely. So we at Sego Mini do actually do a fair amount of programmatic animation. I don't do that. That's the developers. And sort of my role when we're doing programmatic animation is I will oftentimes make a mock-up for them that they're then able to use code to bring in life in Unity. But when I do my animations, one of our developers has developed a tool that allows us to take my animations from Adobe Animate and bring them into Unity.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Yulia. Thank you so much for planning that presentation so we could see some of your animation and your whole journey. If you could stop screen sharing, and thank you. I'm sure there are lots of comments in the chat. You can see lots of different bubble tea flavors, so feel free to participate in the chat. And another big thank you for your impressive work, sharing your story, and inspiring all of these girls across Canada. So bye-bye. So time is flying by, but before we wrap up our event, we have a few announcements, I think, a few things to get to, maybe even a little grand prize winner. And I'd also like to remind you about a special opportunity to be part of HackerGal's National Gallery. I've already seen lots of projects submitted, which is so exciting. Every girl who participated in the hackathon is invited to feature their project in our National Gallery and on our website. This is a chance to show off your coding, because yeah, we can show off, and more importantly, to inspire other girls to explore coding, technology, graphic design, all that good stuff. So how do you submit your project? I know some of you are already talking about it in the chat, which is great. Francesca, our chat goddess, will be putting it in the chat, the link to a form. And there's a video that she's also created that shows you how to make sure the HackerGal team can have access to your project. So I'll be sending that also in an email after, for those of you that may miss it, on the chat today. And the form is due again at 11:59 p.m., way past my bedtime, way past Lucy's bedtime. hopefully way past your bedtime. And over the next few weeks, the whole Hacker Gal team will be checking out your projects. We're going to get popcorn. We're going to play your games. We're going to read your stories. We're going to have so much fun compiling our national gallery, and then we'll officially launch it this summer. So stay tuned on social media to find out about that. Now, I would like to welcome a very special guest, Evelyn, and she is here from the University of Toronto Schools. Hacker Gal has been lucky enough to know Evelyn for over 4 years, and it's so exciting that she's still here with Hacker Gal so many years later to tell you about the impact she has made through our National Ambassador Program. Evelyn, welcome to the stage. Let's see if your camera and mic is working. Let me know. I think I can hear you. Let me see if I can see you. I can't see you yet, but I'm not sure.
Yep,
Maybe that's just.
She's on there. We can see her.
Okay, perfect.
Yep.
Great. Evelyn, over to you. I'll turn off my camera.
Okay, great. Hi, everyone. My name is Evelyn, as you just heard, and I'm a grade 10 student and founding HackerGal ambassador. As part of HackerGal's mission to close the gender gap in tech, I'm excited to announce that we are expanding this National Ambassador Program for girls in grades 9 to 12. The Ambassador Program champions girls like me who are in secondary school and love exploring technology. Ambassadors have the opportunity to become role models for younger girls across Canada, which is probably my favorite part, because I met mentors through HackerGal growing up, so being an ambassador lets me pass that down and continue the cycle. We also advocate for greater diversity and inclusion in the tech industry. If you are in grade 9 to 12, identify as a girl, non-binary person, or genderqueer, you are invited to apply and join a group of 15 ambassadors from the West to East Coast. Applications are open until Monday, June 28th. I am still living in May. We're past that. Don't wait, that's only a few weeks away. So thank you so much, and I'll send more information in the chat and hope to meet you in the future.
Thank you so much, Evelyn. I love your Hacker Gal shirt too. Thanks for wearing that. We hope to see many more ambassador applicants join for the 2021-2022 cohort. And now it's the moment you've been waiting for. It's time to announce the digital passport contest grand prize winner. To all of the girls that participated, congratulations on joining all of our events, and thank you for submitting your digital passports last night. It was so fun to see so many colorful passports from the week. Are we ready to announce the winner, Kamiko?
Can you see my grand prize wheel of names?
Yes, we can.
Oh my goodness.
Give you a big drum roll?
I'm kind of scared. Should I spin it?
Yes, I think we
I
need a drum roll from the crowd.
Okay, it's time. Everyone, a little bit of a drum roll. This is totally random. Make sure my volume is up. There's a few sound effects here. Okay, let's do it. Whoa. And wow, congratulations, Dana R. from Clariton Central Intermediate School. You are our grand prize winner. You will be receiving an iPad to your front door. A big, massive congratulations to you. So a little bit of logistics. Please make sure Tanya, our Hacker Gal panelist behind the scenes, will be looking for you in the chat. And please send a direct message just to her on the line that will say your contact details, so your email, and Tanya will be in touch with you. And if you could stay online at the end of this meeting, we'll make sure that we have everything correct and we're able to send you your grand prize. A big, big, big congrats. Girls in the chat, I hope you're giving her lots of love.
But guess what, girls? For those of you that are here today and that did not win the digital passport contest, we have a special surprise giveaway for you. HackerGal wants to know what you think of this year's hackathon. And when you complete the post survey, you will be entered in a draw to win a new Chromebook. And since you're here today, we've given you one last secret word to double your chances. Are we ready for the secret word? Oh, there we are. It
We
is
are ready.
future. Enter that secret word into the post survey and you might just be the lucky winner.
Amazing. So write down that word. There's going to be a spot in the survey for you to put that bonus word into your survey. So thank you. Thank you, girls across Canada. This, I don't even want to say it because I don't want it to be true, but this is wrapping up our 10th National Hacker Gal Hackathon. Please remember to complete that post survey, to post your photos and screenshots of your projects, tagging at the Hacker Gals. I want to say, as always, a big heartfelt thank you to our sponsors that truly make this possible, that make it possible for all of you to participate. CIBC, CSC, Shaw, Sago Mini for being true partners throughout this process. We're so proud to have you supporting our mission. We can't wait to see you all. I saw some people talking about it in the chat. Our next hackathon coming up in December 2021. Who knows what it will be like? I don't know. I don't think Lucy knows. No one knows yet. But I do know your ideas in the survey will help shape what that hackathon will be and how it will look. So please fill that out. And before you go, the whole Hacker Gal team has been waiting behind the scenes and they'd like to give you a big wave goodbye. Hacker Gal team, if you're there, turn on your camera, turn on your mic. I'm going to play some beats and Jennifer, our screen master, has put up a closing survey. Now that we're done, what are you going to be doing next? Let us know. We'd love to see it. Check out the closing poll. Have an amazing weekend. Thank you and congratulations.